What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about everyday essentials for walking your dog. This isn't going to be necessarily hiking related or going on a trip. This is just your basic everyday type of walk. Obviously, before you go for a walk, you want to check your weather. What is the weather going to be like? And you want to pay attention to the temperature because you want to make sure that the pavement is not going to be too hot for their paws. Something that I trained my girls to do is to get sniffy breaks. So throughout the walk, obviously being dogs, they like to stop and get sniffy breaks. So I specifically say, okay, go get some sniffies, and then I let them know when the sniffy break is done. So that way they know they're going to get it. I just control when it's actually going to happen. Another thing that I do is I don't necessarily bring the emergency vet bag with me on the entire walk just because I'm not going that far. I'm going to a familiar area, but I will just throw it in the car so that way it's handy, it's there if, God forbid, I were to need it. As always, I will have everything that I discuss in this video linked in the description box down below, and I just want to give a quick shout out to PCute for sponsoring today's video. The car hammock is something that I'm obsessed with. I don't know how I'd ever live without one. Having a car hammock is something that I have across my entire back seat, but you could also use it for the trunk as well, depending on what type of vehicle that you have. The one that I have is from PCute, and it came with seat belts, which is perfect because you literally just click it into the seat belts that you have, and you adjust the length to the size of your dog, and you clip it right on their harness. So that way, when they're in the car, if something were to happen, they're not going to go flying anywhere because they are attached. There's also 2 storage pouches, which is really nice because you can put whatever you need in there. And there's little clips to hold up the sides, so that way, whenever they are getting sniffies and the window's down, they see something and they get excited, they're not actually scratching the door. It's really easy to install. It literally just takes a few seconds, clips around every single headrest, and there's some grip underneath it so that it's able to stay in place and not slide around. The hammock is waterproof, which is really nice for any sort of situation that you're going to be in, and it's machine washable on a gentle cycle. I've had one of these before, and I've never had one that was this thick. You can actually feel the difference in the thickness of this one compared to the one that I used to have. I actually recently had to get rid of it because I had so many rips and tears in it. Because I have 2 dogs, I would need 2 different leashes. So these leashes are just basic 5-foot leashes from Wild One. The red one is COBA J's, and the light pink one is LARSEY's. Whenever I'm holding their leashes, maybe I'm just a little OCD, but I like to always not just hold the handle end, but I like to hold a little bit higher as well, just in case for some reason this clip were to come undone, I don't completely lose grip of the leash. These are really nice though because they're really easy to wash if you get them dirty, and whenever I'm walking them together, I just put 1 in each hand. If you have more than 1 dog, if you have 2 like I do, something that may be a little bit helpful for you is a tandem leash. So I've never heard of a tandem leash until I got both of my girls, but basically you're able to use 1 leash for 2 dogs. So this is just the regular leash part with the handle, and then at the end you have this little connector with the 2 separate parts that connect to each dog. So that way when you're walking them, they have to stay pretty close to each other, and you only have to use 1 hand to walk them, and you have 1 that's kind of freed up. Speaking of free hands, a hands-free leash is a godsend. I never knew how nice it was to be able to walk your dog and have your hands free until I tried out a hands-free leash. This thing is amazing. So essentially it has 2 different handles on it. So it has a traffic handle if you need to pull them up closer to you, and it also has a longer one just for basic walking. Depending on which length you want, you can choose which clip you want to clip it to. And then this other end just of course clips onto the dog. So since I have 2 dogs, I want to get a second one of these so that way I can walk them both at the same time while not having to use my hands. The hands-free leash is shock absorbing, and it does have reflective stitching, which is really nice if you're going for a walk in the morning or late at night. The hands-free leash just connects onto this, just something that you wear around your waist. You adjust it to whatever size you need it to be. This goes around your back for some nice padded back support, and then these 2 parts is where you will connect the leash to. And there's some extra pockets in here that are nice for some storage. So you have a little mesh pocket on this side that is nice for your keys. This one that is nice for a water bottle. This one that is for your phone. I just use mine for treats. And then on this end, you can put some poop bags, which is really nice because you can just pull them out if you need them. Poop bags is another must-have. Whenever you are walking, your dog is probably going to want to go potty again. I notice that even if we just go right before we leave the house, whenever we start walking, they will want to go again. Never fail. So having poop bags is something you should always have handy on you. I think it's very important to always clean up after your dog. These ones are biodegradable, so you do not have to worry about them ruining the environment. Normally when I'm walking the dogs, I use easy walk harnesses. I think they are wonderful if you have a dog who likes to pull. Like mine, I have two Goldens who love to use their four-wheel drive, which is great whenever you're going up a hill, but not so great for the rest of the walk. So if you have a dog that pulls, you want to get a harness that has a clip in the front. And for me, the easy walk harnesses have been the best thing that I personally have found. This is COBA's and this is LARSEY's. These are from the brand PetSafe. They are super easy to learn how to put on. They literally have everything labeled for you so you know exactly where every single strap goes, and then you adjust it as needed. The Star Mark collar. I was really against using any corrective collars like this until we did our Canine Good Citizen class, and now I am obsessed. These are so helpful. I never realized how important it is that whenever you're training them and you really need them to stay close to you and listen, that you need to be able to control their head. So whenever I'm walking them on a typical walk, like I said, I use the easy walk harness, which is great, but that's not controlling their head. If I need to have them close to me, if we're in tight quarters, there's a lot of people around, or we're in traffic, I will always use the Star Mark collar because I'm able to control them better. So you adjust it to their size, whatever amount of links that you need. You connect it over here, and then this is where you connect it onto the leash. So this part is around their neck. It's not painful, it doesn't hurt anything, but if they pull too much, it does give them a little bit of a pinch to get them to stop. Another essential is obviously water. You have to be able to keep your pet hydrated. I used to just carry a to-go water dish and a water bottle, but I found that it is a lot easier to just have that all in one instead of having to carry two different things. So this is a to-go water dish that I found that was really convenient and helpful. So when you're looking at it, it literally just looks like a little water bottle, but when you flip this up, it turns into a mini water dish for your dog. So basically all you have to do is unscrew the lid and you're able to fill it up with water. If it's a really hot day, I would just throw some ice cubes in there so that it stays cool. Once it's on, just make sure that it is closed. There is a close and an open sign. If I open it up and I squeeze the water bottle, you'll see that water does actually come up. And that way they're able to use this as a mini water dish. And you're not going to waste any water because whatever you don't need is just going to suck right back into the bottle. So as far as the ID collars go, I use the Sniff and Bark ones. I have all different sorts of patterns. I think they are super cute, so easy to just slide on. On the buckle, you can have them customized with their name and your phone number, so that way no matter what you're doing, you don't have to worry about anything falling off because it is engraved onto the buckle. I don't always have the same type of treats with me, but some of my favorites are the ones from Wild One, just because they're organic. They only have a few ingredients, so I know that they're really healthy and they're good for my pups. This one is just the fruit salad mix, but they also have 3 different ones of this that I really like. I always make sure that I have treats with me, just so that way if I want to throw in a little training session, I can. I have something there. Or again, for recall. So pretty. So pretty. Yeah. And then like I said, I always have a ball. Obviously, we're probably not playing with the ball while we're going for a walk, but I like to have the ball with me because I want it for recall. If you haven't watched this before, this is my oldest dog's favorite thing in the entire world. She will do anything for this ball. So I know if God forbid she were to ever slip away, slip out of her collar, if I have her ball, I know that she will come back for this ball. Just for example, this is the ball that I was talking about, and this is how excited they get over it. I try to train them with their recalls as good as I possibly can, but I never trust that it's ever going to be 100% of the time. And there's my list of your essentials that you need for an everyday walk with your dog. Hopefully you did find this helpful. If you did, please make sure you let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, I would appreciate it if you joined and subscribed. And as always, we will see you guys in our next video. Bye guys!